As long as, yep. I will. Nope, we are live.
To honor excellence in athletics and academics. Whether you're a student,
well,
we are live.
Dare put my phone number out there and
good. I mean, I will.
Go ahead.
All right, here you go, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. If you have logged in, please let us know. We are broadcasting live from. It's going to take forever to get this Casey Center thing down, but from the well is where I'm at.
Yes.
And we are broadcasting live. Jake Johnson, Dave Stein. We are at, the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Wrestling Championships. 515-851-0476 is my phone number. Somebody wants to just reach out and say, Dave, we got you. Text, please, because if you call me, maybe not such a good thing. But
and
please.
I'll throw mine out there, too. Again, my last four digits are 0306, so 515-851-0306. Don't feel bad because I am kind of over here in the wings, and I can take messages, or even I'll take a phone call if need be. But feel free again, 515-851-0306.
Time for our national anthem.
Performed this afternoon.
Always the best of the best doing this one. So here we go.
Carter is son of Nikki and Eric Buchterman. He is an outstanding vocalist in the Keokuk Vocal School Music Program under the direction of Jason Woodley. Carter has performed at several prestigious events, including the National ACDA Honor Choir, the Iowa Opus Festival, the Iowa All-State Chorus, and the Iowa All-State Show Choir Festival. In addition, he is actively involved in numerous school and community performances. Ladies and gentlemen, Carter Killoran and our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I'll tell you what. A lot of times, most of the time, it seems like we get female singers. That gentleman was phenomenal.
I'd have to say ranks right up there.
Wow, that was really good. Okay, so we're going to get ready here. I'm going to go ahead and just run through some sponsors. We'll be talking about them quite a bit throughout the day. We want to thank Sports Graphics, Out of My Mind Designs, Meyer Ag Services, Midwest Warehouse Solutions, and Farm Bureau Financial Services, along with First Bank, uniquely chic inspirations of Crystal Engstrom, First Citizens, Fuel, North Iowa Real Estate, Hickey Manufacturing, Wright County Insurance, and then also we have another list here to go through. Andrew and Katie Odland, Galt Real Estate, LLC, Jason Boyd, Paradigm Benefits, Prairie Energy Cooperative, Reed and Brittany Redenius, Amy Bonson, Beth Jackson, Beth Ott, Judy Kirstein, Judy Thompson-Weir, Kyle Frink, Nancy Jacobs, Sarah Hansen, The Brew, and Tom and Dawn Butler, along with Allison Linehan. We want to thank all of those fine sponsors for joining us today. And we do not have a match right now because 106 pounds is coming up, but we do have a bye first round for Cole Whipple, if I'm correct on that. Jake, you've been going through the...
Yeah, we've got several buys, although on the bottom end of the 2A 113 pounders, Estuardo will be coming up, and so but beyond that, yeah, we have a few buys throughout this first go around. We got a buy at 120.
Thank you for the reach out. They can hear us both very well.
Good to hear.
Sweet. You don't know how much happier that makes me feel.
Without a doubt.
After the last couple of weeks. All right. Yeah. So, but let's go ahead and just run down, through those matches. We don't know, obviously, who Cole's going to have, but we do know he's first round, or second round, excuse me.
And then Estuardo does, in fact, have a match, and he's going to be running it into the Amos from Clear Lake, whom he wrestled at the districts.
Yes.
And they're on the bottom side of the 213-pound bracket, so it'll be a short while, but then again, as soon as you say that, we're going to be right on top of it. As we bump up here into 120 class, Redenius for the Cowboys is going to get a bye as well.
You say that, and there's already a match over at 106.
Yeah, so it's gonna. Wow. We're gonna be cruising right through as we go up on through the weights. 126 pounds. Adrian Pexpong, he's gonna get a bye as well as his brother is gonna get a bye at 132 in Class 2A, and we'll try to keep you abreast who their opponents are gonna be as we move up through the weights. We get up to a 138-pound weight class. Ryan Hartwig, the senior from Clarion, coming in 22-12 on the day. He's going to be wrestling Jackson Mellert from Benton Community, 38-11, the sophomore from Benton Community, and that again is at 138. 144, we don't have anybody in the hunt in that particular weight class, but there are some kids from the North Central Conference. We might try to keep you abreast from Webster City and or Humboldt. As we go up into the 150-pound weight class.
Still, we do not have anybody there at 150 either, but
again, Algona and Humboldt are going to have some kids wrestling, and there's actually some really good matches that could be taking place. As we get up to 157, Colin Sesker is also a Cowboy, Clarion Goldfield Dows, 41-3 on the day, or coming into today. He's going to get a bye as well. 165 in Class 2A. Rylan Morgan for the Cowboys as a sophomore comes into this tournament here at the Casey Center down in Des Moines. He comes in with a record of 28-6, and he's going to be wrestling up against Joey Glendling, a senior from Burlington of Notre Dame down in the Quad City area. Again, Rylan Morgan, the sophomore from Clarion Goldfield Dows, 28-6 coming into the tournament. It's going to be wrestling Joey Glendring from Notre Dame of Burlington. It's in that 165-pound weight class. I'm going to peek up and make sure we're not missing anything here.
And I left my binoculars in the truck. I'm like, oh yeah, but I got everything.
I thought about bringing mine. I can tell you that.
Well, it does come in handy, and I. So here's how I always watch for the Cowboy cheerleaders, because if they're out there, then we've got a wrestler out there as well, and we will probably get to a point where we're going to have two matches going at the same time, and of course, you know how that always works: one on one side of the arena, one on the other.
Yes,
but, yeah, it works. 175, we have that's Easton Byer. And he has a first-round match, doesn't he? I think.
Yes, match 2086. Easton Byer Jr. from Clarion Goldfield Dows, 39-5 coming in, is going to be up against Freeman from Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont. And I think he came out on top of him at the state duels, but I cannot confirm that.
I don't remember either.
Based on the fact that from the rankings and or ratings, I believe he did in fact come out on top. And unfortunately, I don't have track in front of me, and I can't look that up.
And let's see here. 285 would be our last one, JT Kelso. And he has a first round bye as well. So, yeah.
And in between, again, we've got several local wrestlers: Eagle Grove, Clear Lake, Iowa Falls, and the like. Humboldt. I think that 190-pound weight class, there's 3 North Central Conference: Eagle Grove, Clear Lake, and Humboldt are all going to be in that particular bracket.
There's, just conversations I've had over the week here now with people. They're like, well, how do you think this is going to come out? And I said, you just never know. I said, that's the great thing about this tournament. You can come in here, you could be undefeated or have one loss on the season and then lose. And I've actually seen it happen in the first round. I'll go back a few years to when Cale Kirstein knocked off the number 2. And needless to say, I think a good 3/4 to maybe 85% of this arena was shocked. But it was awesome for us and for him.
Absolutely.
Not so much for the guy on the losing end of it, but it's you just never know. Everybody seems to up their game just a hair bit more when they're here. So going to be we will be bringing you each and every match here today. Today is round 1, first round consolations, and round 2. And then when we come back tomorrow, 9 o'clock, hopefully, I don't know, weather-wise, Des Moines area is in a winter storm warning. They're talking about up to 9 inches of snow, and then back into the 40s, almost 50 again by Tuesday. It's that time of year, though, kids. We've been through it before. That one.
There's been a few years.
One finals, we had. There was a foot of snow down here in Des Moines on that finals night, and that was the night that Jake's like, I'm going to ride with you. You got a 4-wheel drive pickup. And I said, yeah, we're going to go cross town rather than get on the interstate because they drive like idiots out there. And guess what? That probably was not the wise choice. Mat number 5, Estuardo, comes out. He's in his black singlet. His opponent is wearing orange, so that'll make it easier at least than it was at districts.
Thank goodness. And we're already underway. Estuardo Lopez for the Cowboys, 113-pound weight class, right out on the mat right now. Both men head-to-head, collar tie, feeling each other out, just trying to see who's going to do what. Estuardo, his opponent, a quick outside single, tries to switch to a double and actually into a fireman's, and Estuardo does a nice job of blocking that off. Both men back to their feet. Estuardo in a blast double, trying to bring his opponent and dumps him to his hip. There we, in fact, are going to get the takedown. 3 points for Estuardo.
Estuardo with a quick switch attempt, but Estuardo does a great job rolling with it. He is going to release his opponent, though. So 3-1 is what the score will go to. And one thing you got to remind, especially, this is a first-year wrestler, even though he's a senior, first-year wrestler and making it to the state tournament, huge, huge thing. But remind him, slow.
Yeah.
Take it easy. You don't have to go out there 110 mile an hour. Does reach in, tries to grab a leg again, but his opponent sprawls back. We're circling around.
Something's goofy. The brackets.
Isaac Zarate is who he's wrestling.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Yeah, something's goofy because they had him going against his opponent from Clear Lake, and that was something I questioned all week long.
I did too. Yeah. So.
All right, back to the middle they are.
It's actually 6-1 now.
6-1 in favor of Lopez for the Cowboys. Whistle blows and we're underway. Estuardo doing a nice job. He's got a tight waist. I'm wondering if he's maybe going to try to work on a tilt. again leading 6-1 for the Cowboys here at the Casey's Center in Des Moines. Sparto does a great job of forward pressure on his opponent. That's going to end the first period. 6-1 your score in favor of Lopez.
So Zarate is a sophomore out of Red Oak, 19-14 on the season. And he's clear up on the top part of the brackets. I wonder if they did they redo? Oh, maybe
there's either a typo. Estuardo comes to his feet on the whistle there, and he's going to get out and get the one. So score now goes 7-1 in favor of Estuardo Lopez for the Clarion Goldfield Dallas Cowboys. Both men on their feet. Estuardo really controlling the match here. His opponent does come in on a shot. Estuardo blocks off, trying to circle around. I'd like to see him circle back that other way. Right over on the edge, there's still action going on. Minute 26 remaining here in this second period. Again, Estuardo Lopez for the Cowboys leading by a score of 7-1 at 113 pounds. His opponent in on another shot. Zarate. In on a shot. They're going to go out on the edge with a minute 11 remaining here in this second period. Back to the middle they come. Both men on their feet. There's your whistle, and they're underway. Both men they have a collar tie. Sparta looks like he might work for a fireman's. Nope, switches off to a double. Brings his opponent up, dumps him on his hip. Should come around the waist, and there, in fact, is a 3. So 10-1 now goes your score in favor of Lopez for the Cowboys. Does a nice job with that double, switching off to the double, lifting his opponent off the mat and dumping him down to his hip. Now Estuardo stepping out to the side there, grabbing for that far elbow and hoping to walk it around the head. He sure, in fact, does have that elbow when he's got it around the head, and the referee's down there counting. From where we're at, looks like a 3, maybe 4 count. Estuardo Lopez again for the Cowboys leading handily, and he's got his opponent really in a bad situation with 10-15 seconds, actually. Currently leading 10-1.
And they haven't awarded the back points yet, so even when the period ends, he'll still.
And that's going to be the end of your second period. He's going to, in fact, pick up the 4 near fall points. So 14-1 now your score as we go into this third and final period.
Yeah, they got John Amos, who we thought was good. He's wrestling.
Something was up. There's no way you're going to wrestle a kid you wrestled from district. Something was messed up.
So he's wrestling Roman Kyle from Sadell.
So if Lopez comes in on a shot here and, in fact, gets a takedown, which he does, and on that nice blast double, tries to come up with it. His opponent does a good job of sprawling back. Now he's backing off the mat. They're going to go off on the edge. Minute 43 remaining, third period. Handily leading. Lopez is leading Zarate. Once again, Estuardo in on a shot. Plenty of time here. Comes up with the single. Probably going to switch to a double. Comes around the hips, and there, in fact, is going to be your tech fall for Estuardo Lopez for the Cowboys. 17-1, your final score, as he's going to move on now. Not quite exactly sure if that bracket's going to change or what is going on, so we'll make sure to do a little checking to see whom, in fact.
Look at that right now, as a matter of fact.
From what I'm seeing, it looks like he's going to be up against Dixonbach from Burlington of Notre Dame, 36-0, the number 2 seed here at the tournament. We shall see. Again, we're here in the Casey Center. Jake Johnson, Dave Stein, giving you a broadcast. First round here, we got several buys for the Cowboys. As we mentioned, Estuardo Lopez just wrapped up with a nice tech false. I believe it was 17-1 was your final score. So we go up into that 120, 126, and 132. We have several buys until we get up to 138. And that's when we will see Ryan Hartwig, the senior for Clarion Goldfield Dow's 22-12 coming into the tournament today.
Well, so he will actually have Mellert from Union.
And where's that on the bracket? Because it's
right about the middle is where on this new bracket. So yeah, he was the number 3 seed.
Number 3 at 120.
Well, we'll figure that out between now and.
Yeah, so right now he's right about the middle of the bracket. So yeah, they completely redid it, and of course they already had the paper ones printed, so we'll just go with it.
Somewhat assumptive that everybody's going to have track because I listened to the radio on the way down and they had nothing but troubles with the internet, so that I was cringing to the point of almost crying because I thought, oh great. Once again, we're going to have issues with broadcast ability.
Well, I reached out a couple days ago and made sure I locked down a hard internet line. So we are locked in that way. We're not reliant on anybody's Wi-Fi like over in Iowa City where it was, or Coralville, excuse me. Oh yeah, no, this stuff's great. Sure it is. Coy Mellert of Union is a junior. Union LaPorte City. He's 43-3 on the season. So.
Owen Lewin, West Delaware, Manchester. Wyatt Wilson, Monticello.
And that will be a little bit later on today. He'll wrestle that one. So they will wrestle round 1 and 2 today. And that would be a quarterfinal match.
Now up on that number 7 at 126. John Gonzalez, West Marshall. Henry Graber, Humboldt.
No, that would not be a quarterfinal match. Heavy quarter 7. Oh, yeah. All right. John Amos of Clear Lake is actually losing right now, 11-5 to Roman Kyle of Sadell. They are just about 35 seconds left to go in the third period. So.
Now wrestling mat number 8 at 120.
Back here too. I'm going to keep looking at brackets and see if they've got any more surprises for us, which wouldn't shock me. But
currently an Algona wrestler out on the mat, Alish, up against McClellan from Wilton, trailing by a score of 7-0.
BCLUWSA.
Again, if you're just joining us, so we had a bye here, a couple byes this afternoon in this first round. So we've got a little bit of a wait until our next live match. And again, that's going to be at 138, Class 2A. Ryan Hartwig, the senior for the Cowboys. Western Eagle Grove Terwilliger is going to be out on the mat.
Mat number 6.
Now wrestling mat number 6 at 126.
126, Terwilliger for the Eagle Grove Eagles is going to be out on the mat. So we might as well go ahead and call that.
And that one has Showalter of Hampton Dumont Cal is in that as well. So he'll be coming up here in just a little while. Excuse me, that's 138.
Yeah, 126 is where we're at right now. Terwilliger for the Eagle Grove Eagles. Dylan is a junior. He's 41-12 coming into today. Not seeing his opponent out on the mat as of yet. His opponent from Central DeWitt, Cale Johnson, also a junior against Central DeWitt, coming in at 9-1.
I think he's coming around the corner right there, walking towards the past.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Terwilliger checks in with his coaches. Again, Terwilliger, the Eagle Grove Eagle, waiting for his opponent to step out on the mat, get his leg band on.
Well, the 138 bracket looks to be correct. So when Ryan
There we
Hartwig
go.
comes
Hopefully
up,
we don't have any other issues, but that one was clearly a mess up. So again, we have no one wrestling live right now, so we're just going to kind of follow Terwilliger for the Eagles, Eagle Grove Eagles at 126. Terwilliger in on a shot. It's got the single, dumps his opponent to his hip. It's going to pick up the three. So Terwilliger into a nice tilt attempt, but he went a little too crazy there. Going to give up a reversal. So 3-2 your score. Looks like they've got it messed up on the scoreboard. Terwilliger should have the 3.
yes, should yeah, because they just gave Johnson.
And then Terwilliger should have a reversal. So
It should be 5-2 the other way around.
Yes.
And, they've got it backwards.
someone will figure it out.
Yeah, eventually.
Okay, men back to the center, 126-pound weight class. Terwilliger for the Eagle Grove Eagles should be leading by a score 5-2. Opponent tries to come to his feet. Terwilliger is going to go ahead and looks like he's going to cut him, and yes, that in fact is the case. So it should be 5-3. But anyway, Terwilliger, nice shot attempt. His opponent blocks it off. Both men right out in the center, head to head. And Terwilliger in the purple. He is Eagle Grove Eagle, 126-pound weight class. Trying to fill some dead area.
Exactly. We will not have a wrestler until 138, so we've got a little bit of time. We have wrestlers, they just have first round buys.
Johnson from Central DeWitt on a shot attempt, and Terwilliger does a nice job of fending it off and right into a takedown into his opponent's back. So Johnson in a little bit of trouble, going to give up some back points. Terwilliger now jumps across with a half Nelson on the near side. Hopefully they get this score figured out here at the end of the period because it's going to drive me nuts.
Yeah, it's 12-3 right now, and I hope so because otherwise, the wrong guy's hand could get raised. And I don't think the coaches on either side have noticed yet either that the score is incorrect. Either that or they switched.
Well, it's right down on the floor. It's just not.
But actually, I think, okay, so here's the deal. They have it wrong in track as to what color. If you looked at the leg bands, Terwilliger's in the green leg band.
It's correct.
So it is correct.
It's correct down on the floor. So that's all the coaches are looking at.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't really care about what's going on the internet.
Nope, exactly.
Terwilliger's up by a score of 15-4. And Terwilliger from the Eagle Grove Eagles. His opponent trying to turn in, come out the back door. And he does, in fact, get the one. Johnson comes in on a single shot attempt right on the edge of the mat.
They gave him the 3,
Yep,
actually.
they're going to award the takedown right on the edge. They're going to come back to the middle. Terwilliger is the end of the period. So 18-6 goes your score in favor of Terwilliger for the Eagle Grove Eagles. Both men on their feet are underway. Here, 132-pounders being called. So we're getting close to Hartwig here at the 138 weight class. So get your snacks and your soda pop and be ready to come back. And Terwilliger is going to give up another takedown. So his opponent chipping away at score. 18-9 now your score in favor of Terwilliger. Again, Terwilliger, Eagle Grove Eagle. period 2.
Now up on mat number 2 at 126, Jasper Sunberg, Osage.
So Iowa High School State Wrestling here at the Casey Center. Had several buys here this morning, or I guess this afternoon. There was a class before us this morning.
And Class 3A was in here this morning. Southeast Polk brought all 14 wrestlers. Crazy.
They are a machine, that's for sure.
Did you get the messages this morning that your tickets were no good?
Yeah, that was a joy.
I was a little freaked out, to be honest. On the phone quite quickly to find out what was going on. Come to find out, it was just silliness on the part of they had a glitch in the system, so it was issuing media tickets to everybody.
Bring your headset, microphone, and it might actually work.
Just don't shoot video. That's not allowed. Once again, audio only today. Actually, for the entire tournament, it'll be audio only. It's not. It is verboten to. 19-12 the score.
Yeah, I was going to say, giving a little update there on Terwilliger for the Eagle Grove Eagles. Still leading as in this third period, but he's kind of given up a few cheap takedowns, and his opponent right again in on another shot. I don't know if Terwilliger's running out of gas here or what exactly. Right on the edge, Johnson from Central DeWitt has a single, probably going to try to switch off to a double. He does, in fact, get the 3, so 15-19. Now your score, Terwilliger is going to need to go. He's only got 44 seconds, and he was leading handily.
He will get the 1-point escape, but
he's got to go.
He was actually – he could have just moved his foot a little bit, and that 3 wouldn't have been awarded, but he was on the edge of the mat. His foot was the one that was in. It wasn't Johnson's at all. Johnson was out of bounds.
Yeah, Terwilliger's going to get a stall call right here. That's what I'm saying. He's backing off, and he just about gave up a 3 right on the edge of the mat. He needs to go. Coach is down there chirping in his ear. He's got to go.
Yeah, he
32 seconds, and he's only leading by a handful of points here. Now he's backing off. He's practically dancing off the mat. Luckily, his opponent in on a desperation shot. Terwilliger shucks the head. Going to pick up some points there, 23-15, so it gives him a little breathing room. Now Terwilliger's really high, way high. His opponent trying to get potentially a defensive pin. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Terwilliger really in bad shape. I'm telling you right now.
He's actually in
and there's a fall.
He lost.
1 second remaining. There, in fact, was the fall. The referees are conferring.
Eagle thinks that the time had expired.
Well, let's see what the referees say.
Yep.
Now up on mat number 4 at 138, Jared Glendenning.
He's coming over to the scorer's table, so we'll find out.
Well, if he got pinned, he somewhat deserved that. That last 40 some odd seconds, he was just flat out gassed and
he was dogging big time.
Terwilliger's going to win.
So they're waving off the fall.
Yep, there would have been maybe a second or two remaining there. That's why they have 2 referees on each mat. But man alive, Terwilliger just about threw that away. So we should be hearing, got to be getting close to those 138 pounders.
Yes. Well, while we are waiting, we want to thank Sports Graphics, your number 1 choice for school branding and athletic facility padding. Locally owned and operated since 1987. Sports Graphics working with schools of all sizes as well as universities and professional sports teams. If you want to learn more, you can go to sportsgraphicsinc.com. And if you want to see their work, you can come to CGD High School. It's all over the place. Oh, my goodness. The outside of the building as you walk up, in gym especially, they took that gym and made it, it was tired.
Branding.
Yeah, it was tired. And they have created. And have you had a chance to go into the wrestling room?
I have. Yeah.
Up on the wall, and on the east wall of the wrestling room has every state tournament qualifier on that wall. And I'll tell you what, I took some pictures and set them off, because every time that a wrestler qualified, it has each year listed, and then it shows who qualified that year. And there's a lot of names on that wall. And there'll be 10 more names added to it this year. So
that's
another
for sure.
big list. Also, Out of My Mind Designs, Perry Wiltshire, creating a whimsical artwork that'll bring joy to your home and garden. Established in 1993 and located in Des Moines, it's Out of My Mind Designs. Well, the tournament rolling right along here in Des Moines at, I'm still not sure what to call this place now.
Casey Center.
Okay, you go ahead with that. I think it needs some pizzazz. I'm just not sure what yet.
Now we have
The gas
North
station.
Central Conference matchup over there on mat 1. Strower from Hampton Dumont leading by a score of 3-1 over Martinez for the Eagles, Eagle Grove Eagles, I believe. Unless they have the score wrong on that one, but I'm reading what I can
Hunter
see.
Waldo Martinez 1, Brody Strother is 3. So yes, 3-1. You're correct.
Humboldt also with a wrestler out on the mat. I believe he's on mat. Appears to be mat 7. Reinhardt for the Wildcats trailing by a score of 4-0. Again, your Humboldt Wildcat out there, I believe, 132-pound weight class.
Ryan Hartwig will be coming up. He's next up on mat number 7. So clear across.
Right there where we're watching the Humboldt wrestler trailing by a score of 4-1. Carson Reinhardt up against Hayden Albaugh from Williamsburg. Period 2, so won't be long and we'll have a wrestler out on the mat.
Once again, while we are waiting, Meyer Ag Services, located between Belmont and Clarion, carrying Pioneer brand products and Titan Pro crop protection products. They will help you maximize your yield in 2026, focusing on delivering reliable service and expert local knowledge and insight that will help you get the most out of each and every acre. Choose Pioneer brand corn and soybeans for genetics that have driven the industry, leading results for over 100 years. At Meyer Ag Service, you get world-class Pioneer brand products and that combines unbeatable local knowledge and unwavering focus on helping you succeed. Call 319-350-9206. Once again, 319-350-9206. Learn how Meyer Ag Services can help you and your operation. And it's that time of year. I realize it's February, but quite honestly, seed has already been rolling out to farm places. And if you haven't gotten yours purchased yet, or if you have a lot of questions, there's so many things that have changed just in the last 10 years. And that's where Meyer Ag Services can step in and give you a hand to make sure you're getting the right kind of product on your property. And that's very important.
Yeah, between genetics and the breeding that they're doing for standability and standing up to the different pests that are out there, weed pressure, and definitely they're going to be able to offer you a variety of products.
There's all kinds of seed treatments that they can discuss with you as well, too. As I know that that is one thing that has been a big push over the last several years as well. Well, put this on there, and this will help with. And then they've got I can't say anti-drought, but drought resistance.
Yes, absolutely.
Which, last year we didn't have that issue. Last year it was quite the opposite. It was soaked, wet ground, but yet still had some great yields. Some places were maybe a little better than others, but I did hear today that corn and bean prices, they were up a dime for future stuff. Now, mind you, that was this morning. It could have changed.
I think I heard something about the wheat market really kind of marching ahead, so that could pull the other markets up as well.
Well,
Getting awfully close to that 138-pound weight class. Humboldt out on the mat currently. They're in the third period.
Actually, just getting ready to wrap up. That whistle's going to blow here in just a moment. And Allball will be the victor. 14-1 will be the final in that match. So the Humboldt wrestler will go down.
Hayden last, Roland Story. Hayden Humboldt last, Roland Story. Now wrestling mat number 4 at 138.
So here we go. Ryan Hartwig making his way to the table. He has checked in.
Tolly Griffith, West Liberty.
Will be checking in, I should say. He has checked in.
Griffith, West Liberty. Now wrestling mat number 3 at 138.
His opponent is from Benton Community.
Braxton Johnson, Esquivel, Lincoln Central.
Mellert.
Jackson Mellert, sophomore from Benton Community, 38-11 as he came into today, and they're underway. Hartwig in on a nice shot right off the whistle.
Ryan, this is not his first go-round state tournament. He's been down here twice before. Didn't quite get here last year, but his freshman and sophomore year, he was a qualifier for the Cowboys.
Single shot by Mellert. Trying to dump Hartwig. Hartwig does a nice job of fending him off. Had the whizzer. He's able to come out the back, and he's coming hopefully to come around the waist and may pick up the takedown. No points awarded yet.
Mellert on his hips. There it is.
Yep, there in fact is going to be the 3 points for Hartwig. Ryan Hartwig, the senior, is going to be leading Mellert from Benton Community. 3-0 is your score in the first period. Traps that far elbow, actually right in on a tilt. Normally he's referee's down there counting. Quick 2 count. His opponent able to roll through, no points awarded.
He's hoping for a 2, but not quite. Didn't quite have him there.
It was a little bit loose, and he got a little over aggressive and rolled right through the first time. His opponent comes to his feet, is going to come out and get the 1, so 3-1 now your score. Hartwig for the Cowboys in on another outside single shot. Dumps his opponent to his hips, hoping to come around the waist. Mellert does, in fact, stuff the head, and he's coming around behind himself, and he's going to pick up the points. 4-3 now goes your score. Hartwig's going to be trailing by 1 point here as we go into this second period. Coin toss, Red's choice, going to defer. His opponent goes ahead and says both men up. So we're going to start the second period with both men on their feet, head to head. There's a whistle. Nice shot attempt by Hartwig, single shot. His opponent fends him off. Now he comes across the other leg, the right leg of his opponent, trying to come around the hips. Needs to get his head cleared. Plenty of time, minute 40 remaining here in this second period. His opponent on his hips there, in fact, is going to be your takedown. Hartwig's going to go up by a score of 6-4. Kind of a little bit out of position there. And he's going to give up a 2-point reversal. So it's going to be all knotted up, 6-6 here with 1 minute, 10 seconds remaining in the Hartwig match for the Clarion Goldfield Dallas Cowboys. 138-pound weight class, Class 2A. Mellert has Hartwig flattened out here on the edge of the mat. Hartwig's trying to work hand control from the bottom. Working to come up to his base. He does come up to his base. His opponent maybe going to do a tilt there. A little bit loosey-goosey. 38 seconds remaining here in the second period, all tied up 6-6. Again, Hartwig for your Cowboys up against Mellert from Benton Community.
Going to get put on his back, though, at some back points or some near-fall points being counted.
Looked to be a 2 count, but from where we're at.
Still battling off his back, though. 14 seconds left.
Now up on mat number 8 at 144.
Ryan Hartwig is going to go down by fall at 138. 7 seconds left in the second period. So he'll go to the backside, but he'll be wrestling again here in just a little while as they do first round consolations as well today. He started off strong and just that last kind of got a little out of position that towards the end of the second period, and Mellert took full advantage of it, unfortunately. So Ryan Hartwig will have to battle from the backside, and not out yet. So what was the old saying?
Got to win 2 before you lose 2.
That's right. So you're still alive, and we'll have another match coming up here in a little while. 165, I think, will be our next match. So, yeah, 165 with Ryland Morgan. We want to thank Farm Bureau Financial Services with Brad and Jen Traub. Also, Midwest Warehouse Solutions in Goldfield with Tim and Brandy Henniger. At Midwest Warehouse Solutions, they deliver practical, engineered warehousing solutions for distribution, industrial, and manufacturing operations, going beyond just pallet racking and shelving to design fully integrated systems that improve workflow, maximize storage density, and support safe material handling. From the initial layout and system design to equipment sales and professional installation, Midwest Warehouse Solutions provides solutions built to perform so you can focus on what matters most, your business. Find out more at MidwestWarehouseSolutionsInc.com or call 515-635-1555. That's 515-635-1555 to learn more. Midwest Warehouse Solutions, sales, service, and installation that you can trust. We're in the 144 pound weight class right now. Jackson Kirchhoff from Humboldt out on mat number 1. And he is actually leading his match by a giant amount.
He'd be in that 150-pound weight class, I believe.
Yes, and he is up 10-1 right now over
Lawrence from Albia. Kipton Lawrence, Albia, 10-1. Kirchhoff from Humboldt leading by score 10-1. Period 3 with just got underway.
There's Kirchhoff out of the North Central Conference, and Lawrence, Albia. That's basically North Missouri.
Like literally.
Yeah. We went down there and played football there a few years ago. Wow, what a drive that was. Cowboy Wrestling also brought to you by First Bank with strong values and commitment. They represent First Bank and who they are to their customers. Their customers? Well, they're you, families, farmers, and small business owners who all live and work in the communities that First Bank serves. When you succeed, the community succeeds. Let First Bank be the first to serve you. First Bank, Clarion, Goldfield, and Eagle Grove, member FDIC. Uniquely chic inspirations with Crystal Engstrom. It's chic organic photography, specializing in kiddos, seniors, couples, and families. I have seen some of the senior pictures. Amazing. Wow. And, of course, First Citizens Bank. We've had them with us for I don't even know how long, but it's been forever. And Fuel, coal-fired pizza in downtown Clarion. Sandwiches, salads, appetizers, daily specials. But you know what else? They have a breakfast bar. They have a coffee bar. You can go in there. My favorite, the blueberry scones.
Mm-hmm.
Love
Good
those
stuff.
But they do biscuits and gravy. If you want something hot for breakfast, they've got breakfast pizza. They can do a whole bunch of different stuff. That's Fuel in downtown Clarion. Also, North Iowa Real Estate. I got to quit talking about the food, though, because now my mouth's watering. And, yeah.
Kind of hard to announce.
It is, because now I'm kind of hungry. North Iowa Real Estate Company. That is Rod Brooks, Bob Powers, and Deb Pree. Also, Hagee Manufacturing, giving you the confidence to enter the field any day. And Wright County Insurance on that list as well as one of our fine sponsors. And then we have Andrew and Katie Odlin, Galt Real Estate LLC, Jason Boyd, Paradigm Benefits, Bob Powers and Ron Brooks, Prairie Energy Cooperative. Boy, they got a new facility that's going up on the east side of Clarion, and it's nice. It's going to be really, really nice. It's getting there, is what I was told. I have an insight onto the construction side of it because my son Alex is out there helping to put it all together, and he's like, it's getting there, Dad.
Yeah, I drove by it last weekend when I was heading to Webster City, and boy, it's looking like it's going to be quite the building.
Reed and Brittany Redenius, also CGD Cowboy Wrestling. And we want to thank our postseason broadcast sponsors as well. And that's Allison Lindehan. We also want to thank Amy Bonson, Beth Jackson, Beth Ott, Judy Kirstein, Judy Thompson-Weir, Kyle Frink, Nancy Jacobs, Sarah Hansen, Tom and Dawn Butler, and The Brew. I'll tell you what, they have some great entertainment going on at The Brew. What a neat hangout to go to and check out.
Glendenning, Burlington, Notre Dame. Morgan, Larry Goldfield House, now wrestling, mat number 3.
Mat 3, Morgan for the Cowboys out on the mat, ready to go, waiting. If he's waiting his opponent or what exactly, I don't see coaches in the other corner.
I almost wonder if his opponent's not just afraid to come out. I mean, I would be. I'd be scared. Ryland's is actually, he's a very nice young man, but he's very kind of quiet. He can be pretty funny, but he's real laid back about stuff. But you get him on the mat, unleash the beast is what it turns into. But there's his opponent. They must have convinced him to come out. Probably held a cookie out in front of him the whole way.
Could be.
I mean, I would. I'd come out for a cookie. Here, I'm talking about food again.
There you go. And we're underway. First period. Ryland Morgan for the Cowboys out on the mat up against Glendenning from Burlington, Notre Dame. Morgan going to give up the takedown early on in this period here with 15 seconds into that first period. Glendenning now forward pressure. Morgan does a great job of getting his base back underneath him. Glendenning has his head in Morgan's pit of his arm. I don't know if he's going to try to use that arm bar. Morgan does a nice job of coming to his feet, going to get his hips away, and he's going to, in fact, get a one-point escape. So now his opponent in on another shot. Morgan does a great job of keeping the chin as they were down on their knees, now back to their feet. Morgan tries to go in for an outside single. He lifts the hips, going to try to come out the back door, but his opponent grabs the ankles. Kind of a scramble position here. Morgan now back to his base. First period, Morgan trailing by a score of 3-1. This may get
coming up the backside, I think.
He's trying everything he can. His opponent has his toe. Referee kind of down there. He's going to go ahead and stalemate it. Then Joe Glendenning from Burlington, Notre Dame, leading by a score of 3-1 with 30 seconds. Both men on their feet. There's the whistle. We're underway. Morgan for the Cowboys, 165-pounder. Both men again on their feet, head to head. Morgan working hand control. His opponent tries to shuck him by, and he's going to dump him to the mat and pick up the 3. So Morgan going to be down by a score of 6-1. Glendenning from Burlington and Notre Dame. His opponent goes ahead, cuts Morgan, so now 6-2 your score, and that's going to be how we're going to end up this first period. Coin toss.
Carson Kidwell.
Going to be red. Morgan looks like he's going to take down,
North Fayette Valley.
which in fact he does. Morgan's going to get set here.
And that's a good choice, I think, for him to take down. He's been really good about getting
getting out. Yep.
Jacob Vance, Osage.
There's the whistle underway in period 2, 165-pound weight class. Morgan does a nice job of tripoding up. His opponent drives him forward. Now his opponent, Glendening, out to the side looking for a side cradle. No luck there. Back to the hips. Now out to the side cradle once again. Morgan does a good job of controlling that one wrist. Glendening does continue that forward pressure. He gets Morgan broke down, working that near side cradle, but now Morgan turning in. They are now face to face. Morgan trying to come across the hips and maybe get a reversal here. Great job of posting that ankle. Morgan's just got to turn towards the hips here, and we might be able to pick up a 2-point reversal with 1:05 remaining here in this second period. Morgan trying everything he can there. In fact, he does get the 2. So 6-4 now goes your score. Morgan trailing by 2 with 56 seconds remaining second period. He has his opponent all flattened out. Morgan does a good job of getting those legs in. Again, he's got his opponent flattened out, working that far wrist, trying to trap the arm. Now he's got both wrists. I would say he might step out to the side, but boy, he really likes those legs. And by golly, he does step out to the side. His opponent does have the ability to come to his knees, but Morgan does a great job with that forward pressure there and buries his opponent's nose right in the mat.
Starting to get a little bit high up on the shoulders, though.
Yeah, he's a little high, but I tell you what, he stays behind the arms, and that's so important. He's got to be cautious here. Now he's got his opponent to where he's counting off back points. They're right on the edge. There's a fall. Morgan's going to pick up the fall right on the edge of the mat. Nice job. 3 seconds remaining. Again, Rylan Morgan going to pick up the fall for the Cowboys here in that first period against Glendening from Burlington of Notre Dame.
And never count Rylan out because he'll do just that very thing. He might be down 6-2, and then next thing you know, he wins by fall. So awesome to see.
Now I do know that his next one's going to be a tough one. He's got White from Denver, Iowa, 52-0 as a senior. So that's going to be a challenge. But I tell you what, he looked pretty solid here with this fall.
Well, and he did see White at districts. That was the district championship match there. And Bowden White's he's one of those wrestlers that's he's a different. He will toy with his opponents. Does a lot of takedown and release. You don't see him get a lot of pins, but they're doing the 175s now. So let's see. Downs from Humboldt coming up.
There's going to be an Algona wrestler. We're going to have several North Central Conference.
IFA's got Patton. That's going to be coming up also. At 157. They're still at 157 on mat 7. So a lot of 165s. So they're just getting started on the 175 pound weight class. Actually, the first match has been called for 175. So it's going to be just a little bit.
That 175 pound weight class, interestingly enough, there's 4 North Central Conference boys. We got a Humboldt, Clarion, of course, Clarion Goldfield Dows, Algona, and Clear Lake, all 4 in that weight class. Of course, we had the Eagle Grove Eagle up against, was it Humboldt over there in the corner earlier?
Mm-hmm. And the Cowboys. So next year, for those of you who may not be aware, the North Central Conference expanding next year. It already started, actually. The expansion's already started. It started in the beginning of this year as we brought in Charles City. And now next year, the Eagles come back to the NCC. Which glad to see that. That was a big proponent of that happening. And then, I've said for a long time that we needed to add Garner, Hayfield Ventura, and Forest City in as well. and they're coming next year also to join the NCC, coming out of the top of Iowa. And there were a few other schools that were interested, but yeah, that became a solid, pretty solid no. Osage was one that had showed some interest, but yeah, we're good. We and here's the thing: you got the breakdown. They are going to split the conference into two, so you won't see everybody twice. Like in basketball and wrestling and so forth. Well, wrestling you'll see them once usually anyway, other than the conference meet or conference tournament. But you're going to have big schools, which would be Algona, Humboldt, Webster City, Clear Lake. And you'll also have Charles City in there. And then you're going to have CGD, St. Edmunds, Iowa Falls, Alden, Garner Hayfield, Ventura, and Forest City. And I'm not sure where Hampton Dumont Cal is going to fall yet. But anyway, a big school, small school kind of breakdown. So it should be really kind of fun to watch. But even so, I'm glad that the conference is expanding because it's a situation where you don't want to get huge. We don't need to be a super conference by any means, but we need to get a little bigger to make sure the survival of the conference. And over 100 years, you want that to continue on. Once again, we have another match coming up here in just a little bit. That will be Easton Buyer at 175, and that'll actually be the last match of this round, of round one. Then we go to round number 2. That'll be coming up here in just a little while as well. But we will be taking a little bit of a break after we get Buyer's match all wrapped up. And I'm looking ahead to see here. He is actually going to be on mat number 4. So to kind of give you a visual of where Jake and I are sitting, there's 8 mats. We are sitting directly in the middle, second row up, directly in the middle of the arena. I mean, I've got 4 mats to my right, 4 mats to my left. Great seats, great place to be. And so you got a good view of everything that is going on in the arena. So once again, Easton Buyer will be coming up here very soon against Freeman of Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont. And that'll be on mat number 4. That match that's in front of them is still going on in second period there, about a minute. I'll check that, and I say that, and it's over with by fall. So Easton Buyer will be coming out here in literally seconds. Yeah, getting ready to roll with the next match for the Cowboys. All right.
Now wrestling mat number 6 at 157. Gavin Gerrock, Dyke New Hartford. Braden Downs, Humboldt. Third Rock, Dyke New Hartford. Downs, Humboldt. Now wrestling mat number 6 at 157. Now up on
once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in this afternoon. We are bringing to you state wrestling from the KC Center. It's going to take me a long time to get past that. I don't know. It's kind of strange, but yeah. So here we go as Buyer checking in right now. Once again, mat number 4 is where they are at. It's directly down in front of us. And Buyer wraps around the head, comes around the side.
Like he's working on a cradle, Dave.
Yeah.
Of course, we know how that works out. Buyer's going to secure the takedown there. 3-0 now your score. Does a good job of flattening his opponent out.
Caitlin Freeman of Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont. I think it used to be Fremont Mills.
Yeah, I don't think Fremont joined EB until recently. I might be wrong. Yeah, you are correct. I believe it was Fremont Mills. 3-1 now your score as his opponent comes to his feet, gets the one. Shot attempt by Byer for the Cowboys.
Across Iowa. Stop by our location.
Blocked off by Freeman.
From the arena following today's
Another shot attempt. Byer outside single comes around. He's got the head right into a pinning combination. 6-1 now your score. Awful close. He's got a Turk in, trying to turn the hips. Referee down there counting. Definitely at least got a 2 count. Got plenty of time. Byer for the Cowboys leading by a score of 6-1. He's going to be picking up a few back points here. 20 seconds remaining. Does in fact pick up some near fall points. 8-1. In fact, your score now in favor of Easton Byer for the Cowboys over his opponent Freeman from Eddyville Blakesburg. His opponent sits out. Byer tries to do a suck back. That's going to be the way we're going to end that first period. 8-1 now your score again in favor of Easton Byer for Clarion Goldfield Dows Cowboys. Second period, red choice. So Byer's going to take the down position. He is set in the middle of the mat. His opponent Freeman from Eddyville Blakesburg comes down and covers. There's a whistle. We're underway in the second period. Nice sit out by Byer. He's going to come right to his feet immediately and get the one. So 9-1 now your score. Both men head to head on their feet. Byer really looking sharp in this match here. Little half shot attempt by Byer. Again, both men on their feet. Byer drops to a knee. His opponent in on an outside single. Shucks him by. Byer's going to shuck him by and pick up a three points of his own. So 12-1 now goes your score. He immediately releases his opponent. Feels really good on his feet. Feeling very confident. 12-2 now your score here in this 175-pound weight class, Class 2A state tournament here in Des Moines. Casey Center. Freeman in on a shot attempt. Byer does a great job hipping away. Circling now. Comes across, gets that near leg, and he's going to pick up 3. So Byer now handily in the lead, 15-2. Got that far wrist, the far elbow. Looks like he's going to do almost a suicide tilt.
Yes. Not necessarily the direction he wanted to go with it.
But he did, in fact, accomplish what he's looking for. Referee down there counting back points. That might be it.
Yes, a tech fall for Easton Byer.
19-2. Nice job by Byer for the Cowboys.
So the Cowboys having a pretty successful first round. Ryan Hartwig, the only one that went to the back side, and that was a tough fought match, though. But he was bested in the second period. We will have, of course, JT Kelso has got a bye first round, so we'll come back in just a little while. Keep it here. We'll come back in just a little bit with the 106-pound round 2. We'll give you updates on a few things here as well. I'm going to step away from the mic for a couple minutes. And Jake, if you have any matches you want to call, have at her, and we'll see what happens. But,
now wrestling mat number 5 at 175. Now up on mat number 6 at 175. Brady Greer, Williamsburg. Revan Smith, Atlantic. Greer, Williamsburg. Smith, Atlantic. Now wrestling mat number 6 at 175.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm going to. I see we have Eagle Grove out on the mat. Jaden Kreitlow for the Eagle Grove Eagles down on mat 4. 0 score. He's up against Ost from Glenwood, Iowa. Again, Class 2A. Had a little bit of a break here with no action for the Cowboys, so we're going to go ahead and give you some updates here. Kreitlow, 190-pounder in Class 2A. Again, no score. Again, Eagle Grove Eagle up against Ost from Glenwood. Kreitlow appears to have pink hair. I don't know. It's something other than blonde. It's going to be the end of the first period. Kreitlow for the Eagles. His opponent's going to get the choice. His opponent, Ost from Glenwood, takes a down position. Kreitlow from the Eagles now going to come in and cover. Second period underway, no score. I see a couple mats over. Iowa Falls Alden has a wrestler out on the mat trailing by a score of 9-5 for the Harlan Community School District. I think that's actually how it's going to end.
Max Lashmit, Tipton, Hedrington, Atlantic, Lashmit.
Kreitlow for the Eagles going to give up a 1-point escape. Period 2, a minute 30 remaining. Both men head to head. Right over on the north side of the mat, I guess the far side. I'm sure they have it set up a little differently. The coach or the coaches and trainers are all out in the center.
Athletic Association would like to thank Dr. Dennis Zachary from Mercy South Medical Clinic and Dr. Tim McCoy.
Kind of nice. They don't fight traffic out on the edges. Kreitlow going to pick up a nice 3-point takedown right over on the edge of the mat halfway through this bout. Leading by a score of 3-1 again. Kreitlow from Eagle Grove Eagles out on the mat, 190-pound weight class. There's a whistle. Kreitlow, nice forward pressure, cross body ride. Spiral got the near half, just really forward pressure. Has his opponent's near ankle as well, just kind of, again, forward pressure, trying to flatten him out, maybe get into a situation where he can step out with that half. Again, Cowboys no active wrestlers right now, so we're just going to try to fill in and keep throwing some action to you. If we see any North Central Conference boys out on the mat, we're going to give you as many updates as we possibly can. Kreitlow goes ahead and releases Ost from Glenwood, now bringing your score 3-2 with 13 seconds remaining here in the second period. Kreitlow in on a nice single. His opponent's on his hip. Kreitlow just has to come around the hips. He's got to clear his head. And right on the edge of the mat, are they going to award it? Going to run out of time. 3-2 again, your score. Kreitlow for the Eagles, now going to be in the down position for this year, third and final period. Looks like we might have a little bit of blood time. Again, if you're just joining us, Dave Stein and Jake Johnson down here at Casey Center in lovely Des Moines, Iowa, bringing you the Class 2A first round championship side. Nobody in the fight right now as we had some buys taking place.
Now wrestling mat number 1 at 2:15. Carter Shady.
Third period underway. Kreitlow comes to his feet.
Cardinal Community. Shady, away BCIG.
Going to get the 1-point escape, so now that should bring your score 4-2 in favor of Kreitlow for your Eagle Grove Eagles. Again, period 3. Down to a minute 28, both men on their feet. Not a lot of activity going on, although Kreitlow does have a 2-on-1 going on. Drops into an ankle pick. Kind of really not in a great position, but he is trying to improve. Coming around the hips. Dumps his opponent's nose to the mat. Steps over the ankle. He's going to get. He's awful close there, although his opponent still has that toe, so they're not going to award any takedown at this point with that opponent having the toe. Really, this would be a great opportunity for Kreitlow to come across with a nice crossface, and he does, in fact. And he's going to pick up the 3 takedowns, so 7-2. Is going to now be your score in favor of Kreitlow with 35 seconds remaining here in this third and final period. Stall call on green. Ost from Glenwood really just doing a whole lot of nothing there in the bottom position. 15 seconds here in this Eagle Grove match. Kreitlow leading handily 7-2. Over his opponent from Glenwood.
Now up on that number 6 at 2:15.
That's going to be how we're going to end up. Kreitlow for the Eagle Grove Eagles going to be moving on at that 190-pound weight class. So way to go, Eagle Grove Eagles. Now I do see we have Humboldt out on the mat. I think there's an Algona wrestler, a Humboldt wrestler, and an Eagle Grove. That was the one I mentioned earlier. There's 4
now wrestling mat number 1 at 2:15.
4 wrestlers in that particular bracket from North Central Conference.
Jensen, Solon, Rummel, Algona.
Tate Halverson for the Wildcats. The Humboldt is trailing by a score of 7-0 over by being beat by Lunville from Glenwood. Score is now 9-0 over Halverson for the Humboldt Wildcats as he gives up a reversal in period 2 with 1 minute remaining. Again, if you're just joining us, Dave Stein, Jake Johnson bringing you Class 2A championships here in the Casey Center in Des Moines. This is the first round of Class 2A. We had quite a few buys. Matter of fact, our heavyweight bout, we have a buy as well. And so really not going to see any activity until we get back around into the lightweights here in a little bit. But I don't believe there's going to be any kind of a break. I think they're going to jump right into it. So quite frankly, if you want to get some popcorn or something to drink, now would be a good time to do it. Try to keep giving you some updates and probably mention our sponsors once again here shortly, along with kind of giving you an update on who's going to be coming out on the mat. Looking like we may be camping here tonight. I don't know if they'll let us set up a tent or not, but hey. Sorry, folks, had a little break there. I just had another announcer asking me a question in regards to our 113-pounder, wanting to know. I'm going to take it as a compliment, just saying, where did he come from? And that, quite frankly, I think they're thinking that was an unexpected match because it's not in the brackets. But he is in the brackets, but they had him matched up against his opponent from Clear Lake, which I thought something was pretty messed up, just for the simple fact that's who he wrestled at districts here last week in Webster City, Iowa. So I knew there was something going on there.
Sheldon South O'Brien now wrestling mat number 7 at 190.
Again, Tate Halverson out on the mat for the Humboldt Wildcats. trailing by a score of 9-1 in this third period.
Quick Start gets it.
Trying desperately for some points here, but his opponent really doing a nice job of controlling the match. As a matter of fact, his opponent's going to pick up another 3. 13-1, 12-1. Halverson is trailing for the Wildcats. Again, from my understanding, we're going to go right in once the heavyweights are completed. We're going to jump right back in to the lightweights and blast right on through. See one of the Eddyville Blakesburg wrestlers out on the mat, trailing his opponent from Keokuk by a score of 10-5. So the more those Eddyville Blakesburg boys we can see go down in this first period, it's fine with me. I also do see that Hampton Dumont has a wrestler out on the mat up against an opponent from Fort Madison. No score in this first period, so I'll try to keep you abreast on what's going on with that one as well. Humboldt wrestler again going to go down in defeat. So I'll try to keep you abreast on what's shaking here on this match with our boy from Hampton Dumont Cal. Madden Evans up against Watson from Fort Madison. Both men on their feet, no score. First period, 13 seconds remaining.
Now wrestling match number 2 at 215.
215-pounders.
Cody Elliott, Webster City.
And just trying to keep you abreast on any of the local boys that I possibly can.
Now up on that number 8 at 215.
And Madden Evans from Hampton Dumont Cal is going to go in.
Jake Jass, Iowa Falls Alden. Kopke, Denver, Jass.
Period 2.
Now wrestling match number 8 at 215.
No score against Watson from Fort Madison. Here we go underway. Second period, both men in the down position. Madden Evans. That's going to end the bout. And I hate to say it, both men were in red and black. And I'm giving you bad information here. I'm afraid Evans might go down in defeat, and I do not have track wrestling in front of me to be able to confirm that.
Now wrestling match number 6 at 215. Pass drive with the Frazier.
We're going to work on that for the next round.
Woodward Frazier, Thomas Atlantic. Now wrestling match number 6.
Again, if you're just joining us, got several young men from North Central Conference out on the mat or have been out on the mat here in just the recent moments. Appears though Iowa Falls Alden has Jass out on the mat. Unfortunately, he is trailing in that first period 7-0. Cody Elliott, Webster City, out on the mat as well, up against Kleppe from New Hampton, Turkey Valley. No score in that particular bout. Both men on their feet. Going to be wrapping up that first period. It looks like they're going to go, again, Elliott from Webster City Wildcats. They're going to go into that second period with no score.
Now wrestling match number 3 at 190. Chance Borges.
So again, I'll try to keep you up to date and abreast of what's shaking with any of the North Central Conference folks. Again, Iowa Falls Alden also out on the mat, currently trailing by a score of 7-0. His opponent from Denver. Denver's really Kopke. Actually, I talked to his dad earlier. Nice guy. Kopke from Denver leading handily over Jass from Iowa Falls Alden by a score of 7-0. Again, back to Elliott here in the second period. Comes up, gets the escape. So Elliott's going to be leading by a score of 1-0 as both men are on the feet, center of the mat. Kleppe from New Hampton in on a shot attempt, blocked off by Elliott. Elliott drops right into a single. Very aggressive there. He's going to drive his opponent off the edge of the mat. So back to the middle they come. Elliott from Webster City going to be leading by a score of 1-0. Back to the middle. There's the whistle, and we're underway with 1:38 remaining, period 2. Nobody in the fight right now for the Cowboys, so we're just going to try to keep you abreast on what's shaking with some of these other mats. And we might as well keep you informed on our North Central Conference, folks. In Kopke from Denver, leading pretty handily over Jazz from Iowa Falls Alden. Back over here, Webster City. Again, Elliott from Webster City, leading by a score of 1-0. Both men, again, head-to-head, doing a little bit of head taps. Nice half-shot attempts by both wrestlers. Elliott again wrestling Kleppe from New Hampton, Turkey Valley. 50 seconds remaining here in period 2. See Roland Story as a young man out on the mat as well. No score on that particular battle. Shot attempt by Elliott right over on the edge. He's really doing a nice job of being the aggressor. Again, Elliott from Webster City, Iowa, Class 2A. Couple matches here remaining in these upper weights. Got a few 190-pounders out here as well as 215-pounders. Kopke from Denver is going to end up victorious over his opponent from Iowa Falls Alden with a tech fall. Back over here, Elliott from Webster City still leading by a score of 1-0, narrow lead. Both men right back to the middle, head-to-head with 10 seconds remaining. Elliott really doing a nice job of being the aggressor, although he might have got his bell rung a little over on the edge of the mat when they went down. He kind of wobbled back to the middle of the mat, and that's going to be the end of your second period. And again, that is Elliott, Webster City, leading by a score of 1-0. Third period, both men going to be in the up position, head-to-head. There's your whistle now. Nice shot attempt by Kleppe from New Hampton. Good job by Elliott, Webster City, Iowa, to fend off that shot and then right back in on his own single. Not a very good position. He pushes out of that, and they're going to go kind of back to the center. Both men head tapping, trying to set something up. 1-0, still your score. Elliott leading from Webster City. Guess I don't need to say Iowa, do I?
Well, you know, I mean,
Habit.
it did kind of, it made me laugh a little bit because it reminded me of several years ago. Several years ago, I lived out in Montana, and we went to entertain some folks at one of the Job Corps sites. And one of the guys I was working with, he's like, "All right, we'll just send this one out to all the Americans. Do we have any Americans with us?" And I'm like, "Whoa, stop. Everybody's just staring at us." I said, "We went to southern Montana. We didn't go across the border to Canada. Where are you at?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, whoops."
The Americans, all right, okay.
We all are? Is that still okay? Yeah.
See another Eddyville Blakesburg wrestler out on the mat. Mat number 7, kind of going to keep an eye on all of those as best as possible.
Hey fans, it's now time
between that and Decorah.
T-shirt costs.
Oh boy.
Make some noise. You can snag a T-shirt courtesy of Iowa Corn. You go to iowacorn.org to learn more about supporting your local corn farmer and
put my hands up, saying, "Yeah, toss one up here," and then, A, it won't make it, but B, my luck, they've got a really powerful cannon, and it'll launch one up here, and I won't see it coming because my computer screen's in the way. It'll biff me in the face, which will be entertaining for about everybody.
See Elliott from Webster City still leading by a score 1-0, and that's going to be end of the third period. Now, is Haberman, young Mr. Haberman, assistant wrestling coach down in Webster City's corner there?
Yes, you are correct.
I shouldn't say young Mr. He's
Jake Haberman, actually, yes.
Now up on that number 7 at 106. Dayton Van Horn Atlantic. Tyler Gerhold, Albernet.
There are actually Cowboys that are coaching wrestling all over the place. So,
yes, there
former
are.
Cowboys, I should say.
And in North Central, or even Wright County boys, I know we have one from Rowan that's coaching down at Dallas Center Grimes as well.
Bear Osage, Deloy, Tipton. Now wrestling that number 2 at 285.
285, folks. So
Up on that number 3 at 285. Will Limbaugh, Algona. Jack
106 pounders are coming out on the map 4. So we are getting.
I'll start looking here to see.
I just heard him call Whiphole.
Number 4 at 106. Jackson Carpenter, Benton Schellsburg, Curran Meyer, Independence. Carpenter, Benton Schellsburg, Meyer, Independence. Now wrestling.
Yeah, they're calling all the 106s out, so they should have. Yeah. Oh.
Now up on that number 6 at 285. Jackson Warnke, Charles City. Gavin Holt, Carroll. Warnke, Charles City. Holt, Carroll. Now wrestling that number 6 at 285.
It went blank. I don't know. Yeah.
Don't need that.
No, so I'm going to refresh. But
again, if you're just joining us, we just wrapped up the first round of championships, and now we're going to be going back through, starting at the 106-pound weight class. And so I think we just heard Wibholm up on deck. And I see some more 106-pounders coming from the tunnel, so be ready. Cole Wibholm for the Cowboys, sophomore coming into this tournament today, 32-7 into the Casey Center here in Des Moines. Wibholm, your sophomore for the Cowboys, is on deck. Should be coming out here any moment.
Now wrestling on mat number 3, 106-pounders. Weston Greyhouse, Williamsburg, Anderson Osgood, Solon. Greyhouse of Williamsburg, Osgood of Solon, now up on mat number 3 at 106. Now wrestling on mat number 2 at 106, Jackson McGonigal, Center Point, Urbana, Keller Little. Now wrestling on mat number 4 at 106, Luke Walsh, Sergeant Bluff Luton, Gage Moss, Davis County. Walsh of Sergeant Bluff Luton, Moss of Davis County. Now wrestling on mat number 4 at 106.
Again, if you're just joining us, folks, here we're going through the second round here today, and we just started with the 106-pounders, and Wibholm for your Cowboys should be coming up any moment.
Now Now wrestling on mat number 6
Yes.
at 106, Cole Wibholm.
Yep,
That's
there we go.
Goldfield Dallas, Ace Cochran, Glenwood. Wibholm clearing Goldfield Dallas. Cochran of Glenwood. Now wrestling on mat number 6 at 106.
Wibholm coming into today as a number 7 seed, going to be up against Cochran from Glenwood, the number 10 seed.
Full Heart of Decorah, Block, APGC. Now wrestling on mat number 8 at 106. Atlantic Bottling Company is proud partner.
Here comes Cole checking into the table right now.
Wrestling. Fan worth is thirsty for. So enjoy a refreshing Coca-Cola product that is locally made and nationally loved from the concession stand.
Round 2, Class 2A, 106 pounds, and they come to the middle. We are getting ready to go.
Underway. Wibholm in on a quick shot. His opponent blocks off in on his own half shot attempt. And Cochran from Glenwood up against Wibholm for the Clarendon Goldfield Dallas Cowboys. Both men working that collar tie.
Now wrestling on mat number 5.
Cochran reaches in on a shot attempt to no avail. Right there behind Wibholm comes in with his own, and he's going to pick up the 3. So Wibholm now leading by a score of 3-0. Had a tilt opportunity, but he lost it, and now he's going to give up a reversal. Wibholm now in the down position, trailing, or not trailing, but score 3-2.
West Liberty.
Got himself a little out of position there. A little bit loose now. His opponent has the far wrist, and he's running around the head. No points. Wibholm comes out the back, going to get a 2-point reversal. Man, what a scramble down there on mat 6. 5-2 now your score. Wibholm leading, but he's got to really control those hips. His opponent is a real scrapper out there. Cochran from Glenwood. Wibholm leading by a score 5-2. There's your whistle. Wibholm trying for a side cradle as his opponent comes to his feet. Give up the 1, not 2. Give up the 1, not 2. And unfortunately, he's going to give up. Wibholm's going to give up a reversal. 6-5 now your score.
Williamson, the band leader. Luke of Union, the Fort City.
Wibholm now on his belly there. His opponent working the near side. Now jumps across the far side. Cross face hard, trying for that far elbow. Wibholm again in the down position, trailing by a score of 6-5 with 15 seconds remaining here in the first period. Opponent getting a little bit too far out front. Wibholm tries to come around through the crotch. Now Wibholm does try to come up to his feet into a standing switch. Tries to toss his opponent. That's going to be the end of our first period. 6-5. Wibholm trailing by 1 as we go into that second period. Class 2A 106 pounders out on the mat.
Cole might be trailing, but he did control a good portion of the first period.
Yeah,
so.
he just unfortunately got himself out of in a bad position there. A little bit loose, and this kid's too good, too scrappy to be wrestling loosey-goosey. So he does give up the 1. Wibholm gives up the 1, but then immediately right back in on a double leg takedown. No points yet. 7-5 your score. Wibholm trailing by 2. 1 minute 40 seconds remaining. Wibholm got a little bit out of position there, and he's gonna give up a takedown. 10-5 now your score.
Now wrestling on mat number 2 at 113, Landon Howe.
He's in on a shot attempt, and his opponent drove back into him and picked up the 3. So again, 10-5 your score with 1 minute 20 remaining here in your second period. His opponent, Cochran from Glenwood, now steps out to the side with a head in the side cradle going on. Doesn't have it locked up, but he does jump right into a Turk. Trying to crank those hips over. Working for the far elbow. Referee not down there counting, but
was down there talking to him, saying, "Yeah, bottom guy, you got to do something here."
Not getting the angle there. There he does, in fact, get Wibholm. There's a 1 count. There's a 2 count. So Wibholm now, in fact, giving up some near fall. His opponent still has that Turk in. Now gives up the Turk and trying to run that elbow around the head. Cochran again from Glenwood picking up some near fall points here with 23 seconds remaining. Scoops that ankle and again back into a Turk. Still has not been awarded the near fall points, and that's fine with us.
Yeah, didn't release the hold long enough.
Now
to
he
get
comes
those.
around. He's walking around the head of Wibholm. Wibholm already going to give up the 4, and that's how we're going to end the period. So score should now go 14-5. Wibholm trailing.
Cole has choice going into the third.
Both men going to be up. There's your whistle. We're underway. Third period again. Wibholm's really got to go here, trailing by a score of 14-5. Wibholm, his opponent in on a shot attempt. He does a nice job of getting his leg back. His opponent still has that far leg. Wibholm does break the lock. He really needs to. Ooh, buddy, he's just in a precarious spot there, and I'm not liking it. And he does, in fact, give up a takedown. So 17-5, your score. Wibholm in the down position now. His opponent once again steps out the side. He's got that Turk. And the elbow comes across now with the crossface of Wibholm. 17-5, leading by 12. So any near fall. Quite sure why they stopped that. Did you see?
No, I didn't see any indication of potentially dangerous or anything like that. But
17-5 your score. Minute 8. We're back in the middle underway. Wibholm's going to need to come up and out and get rolling here. Probably more of a desperation scenario. He's in a sit-out position. His opponent tries to lock up a cradle. 54 seconds remaining here in this third and final period. Wibholm trailing by a score of 17-5. Wibholm's opponent again steps over that far ankle and back into that Turk scenario. Has a crossface trying to turn Wibholm. Now he gives that up, drops into a cradle. Cochran again from Glenwood. Got a pretty commanding lead over Wibholm for the Cowboys. Wibholm trying to come out and get the one, and he does in fact get one. 17-6 now your score. 10 seconds remaining. Tries a desperation throw there and going to give up a takedown. Score now goes 20-6, and that's going to be your match. Wibholm for the Cowboys going to go down in defeat by a score of 20-6 from Cochran of Glenwood.
So he will head to the backside, and he will wrestle yet again today because they are doing consolations next. So that'll bring us up to the 113, which will be coming up here in just a little bit. Smarto Lopez, and he's got a tough match ahead of him as well. Right now, mat 6 is Zane Gillespie and Paxton Redenius, actually.
Now wrestling on mat number 4 at
120. Will be coming up on mat number.
County, Mitchell Williams, Crestwood Cresco.
There's that internet issue that people were having. I'm having it now, too. Yay.
At 120. Now wrestling on mat number 6 at 120. Zane Gillespie, Iowa Falls Alden, Paxton Redenius.
Iowa Falls Alden wrestler out on the mat up against Redenius for the Cowboys. Gillespie from Iowa Falls Alden.
On mat number 6 at 120.
120 pounders out on the mat head to head.
Troy Mailer, Union, LaPorte City. Espardo Lopez, Clarion Goldfield Dallas. Mailer, Union, LaPorte City. Lopez, Clarion Goldfield Dallas. Now wrestling on mat number 1 at 113.
So I'll take Lopez and Mellert on 1. Play Mellert for Lopez. And now Mellert up 3-0 with the takedown.